Hi everyone, my name is Paul, this is Nick, and this is Navjot, and we're working on this project called Reflex. It's essentially a knee flexion device for our orthotic brace. And so, before we begin, we want to give you a little background on our community member. His name is Max Conserva, and if you can tell by the pictures, he's a very active guy. He has a very different facets to his life. So he's an engineer, he's an athlete, and he's also a social entrepreneur. So 20 years ago, he had an accident with a truck that actually took part of his knee away, and it caused a lateral displacement in his knee, also a weakened support system. And so himself as an individual is very different to the orthotic field because most of the orthotic field focuses on solutions for people with genetic disorders that leave them with mobility issues, or for older individuals who don't really need to be as super active, but he is very active, and so that's why the solution to his problem is a little different. What we're focusing on is creating a device that would not help with the lateral displacement of the knee, but actually help with the forces. And so we're hoping that when he bends his knee in certain activities that require a lot of knee flexion, such as doing squats or climbing stairs, we're hoping that force can be applied to reassert the knee back into its original position. And so to do this, we essentially had 3 steps, basically research, interviews, and brainstorming, which Nick will go into detail.
So one of the first things we did was look for existing solutions online. We saw that this...
It's not a video.
It's not a video. It's just an image.
It's just a sketch.
Well, there is a video.
It's fine. No, it's okay. Yeah, so when the snowboarder leans to his right, it'll put weight on the brace, and then the hydraulic system kind of compresses, and then when he leans away, it'll decompress and allow the leg to straighten and for him to stand up again. Obviously, it protrudes in the back, so it would be really uncomfortable for Max. He's using this when he wants to sit down. So we were inspired by this mechanism to use some sort of shock from a bike, and then that leads to our next phase, which we conduct some interviews with some local bike shops, asking about different shock absorbers. And on the left is a coil shock, and on the right is an air shock. And they have similar uses, but we learned from the bike shop that on the right, the air shock is lighter and has different presets where you could change the settings depending on what activity you're doing, whether you're walking. You could change the setting when you want to do maybe like heavy lifting, like squatting, because Max also wants to use it for both his daily life and for certain sports. And then the next step is brainstorming, and these were some factors that we had in brainstorming things. Like our target audience, we had to make sure that Max really likes this and he could use it in every situation, and just also time and cost factors. We don't have that much time, so we had to bring in a device that is quick to make, but also robust enough so you can use for any activities, and also just the cost. We need to make sure we can't just take it extremely expensive, obviously.
Yeah, so for our brainstorming ideas, given the constraints that we had, we narrowed our brainstorming ideas to top 3 choices. And the first was using an elastomer, which is basically just a hardened piece of rubber. It would be attached behind the knee, and as soon as Max would bend his knee and at a given angle, the elastomer would hit the back of the lower leg and give sort of a rebound push for him to squat back, or get back out of his squat. But we realized that this solution wouldn't provide enough force for the given constraints. So we ended up moving on to our next solution, which was using a pin slot joint with a bike shock, and ideally with an air shock because of its the weight characteristics. And the pin slot would be, as you guys saw in the video, it would come down as Max is squatting down. It would come back out and help him rebound back up. And initially, the pin slot would allow the hinge to be vertically parallel with his leg when it's standing up. Unfortunately, this is always active because of the connections with the two joints in the lower leg and the upper leg. So it's sort of a always active mechanism that's providing friction even when he doesn't want the rebounding shock to take place. So our final mechanism that we decided to finalize was using a plunger shock assembly. And basically this would be a shock taken from a bike and placed on the back of the hamstring with a bracket that would be used as a plunger shock assembly. And this would allow him to be able to just use his leg free of frictional forces when he doesn't want the shock to apply, and when he actually squats down and at a particular angle, the plunger would impact the bracket and cause him to actually rebound back up. So given those constraints, we actually have one of our first prototypes that we came up with was, Paul, if you want to just grab that real quick. It's actually something, this was one of our first iterations, but I think it's exciting the way that it allowed us to finalize on what exactly we wanted to do. So this was one of our brainstorming ideas we came up with using just duct tape and cardboard that was available in the room, and it allowed us to see how the plunger would actually act. And so the plunger would be, just visualize it, the plunger would be placed on the lower leg and with the bracket coming in and hitting the bracket. And I think with these constraints, we would really be able to, or at least for the next steps, would be to make a final prototype for in the next 2 weeks. We're using a 3D printer and ideally combining the assembly with shocks that we would get from local bike shops.
Next is Nearpod X.